welcome around the world as we have 5 lights on. They touch Martin.
Look at this, top 4 then, almost nose to tail.
Why the fuck am I so unlucky?
Oh, so close.
The Chinese Grand Prix then is upon us once again. It's a race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first win with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt there's plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before we head into the braking zone of turn 14. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Phoenix lines up on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, Fernando Alonso and Antonelli, Sainz, Norris, Ocon and Liam Lawson, Piastri, Stroll, Nico Hülkenberg and Bortoleto, Albon, Hamilton, Pierre Gasly and Jack Doohan. Behrman and Isaac Hadjar rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. As we all know, every single driver wants to know what's required of them. And in the case of this driver, I think things are pretty stable at the moment. They're doing what the team require.
Well, that's the thing, you know, as a driver, it's easy to feel like you're the individual. It's all about you and, you know, you want to further your career the best you can, but you have to have the team hat on as well and play the team game, work with your teammate as best you can. It's not an easy balance to figure out.
Here we go then. The drivers are on the grid, ready for this Chinese Grand Prix in 2025. And it's lights out and away we go. Phoenix doesn't get away well at all as Charles Leclerc covers him off as George Russell is alongside him as well. Into turn 1 we go, and Phoenix dances round the outside. Can he get Leclerc? It's a really long corner, so he could, and he makes it stick. So it's Phoenix ahead of Leclerc from Russell. I was about to say the 2 Mercedes, but Verstappen has gotten past Antonelli to round out the top 5. Onto the long back straight here in Shanghai. And Max Verstappen is right behind George Russell with DRS. Maybe he can get past the Ferrari too. Into the hairpin, and he goes down the inside on Russell. But on the exit, Russell and Verstappen go side by side, and the exit, the Mercedes has better traction and goes past. But now, on the main straight, Verstappen will have DRS and he pulls out from the back of the Mercedes and moves back past into turn 1. But Russell has the inside line and goes back past Verstappen, taking back P3. Lap 3 and Phoenix still leads this race, and on board the Ferrari with George Russell right behind, and with DRS and going last Leclerc, into the hairpin we go with Russell having that inside line and better tyres. He goes past the Ferrari. But there is still DRS on this straight as on board the Ferrari we go, and he gets the slipstream and DRS and goes side by side with the Mercedes, and into turn 1 they still go side by side. Into turn 2 they are still wheel to wheel, but the Mercedes has the inside line and better traction and takes P2 away from Leclerc. What a battle between these two. On board with Phoenix on lap 5, and he is under pressure from Russell, who has DRS behind as they go wheel to wheel into the hairpin, and Phoenix manages to defend off the Mercedes and keeps the lead of this race from Leclerc and Antonelli. As they head down the main straight, and there's a yellow at the hairpin, and oh my goodness, it's a red flag. The safety car is out to guide the cars back into the pits, and what has happened there? Here is a replay. Let's see what happened. Goes into the hairpin behind Hamilton, in front of Hulkenberg, and completely spins on his own. We are back on the grid then for the restart. It's lights out and away we go again. Phoenix gets a poor start once again and gets passed by Russell and his teammate. Into turn one we go. Phoenix is trying that move he did on that one and go round the outside of his teammate through turn one. It has worked and is up to second place behind Russell, who leads this race on softs. Remember, Russell is on the soft tyre and Phoenix is on the mediums, so Russell's tyre could fade away soon and give Phoenix a chance to close in on the Mercedes. The gap between Phoenix and Russell just 1.5 seconds. Phoenix is starting to reel in Russell here as we start lap 10 of this race. Here come the two Red Bulls, free to fight. Out in second and third. We've seen this before, haven't we? One Red Bull gaining on another. It ended in tears all those years ago, but this time around, Verstappen goes down the inside on his teammate at the hairpin cleanly and makes it stick. On the exit of the hairpin, Phoenix knows there's one DRS zone along the main straight and just stays behind his teammate for now. And when he gets the chance, overtake his teammate and moves back up to P2, which he does. The gap between Russell and Phoenix is just 2.5 tenths coming down the main straight. This could be Phoenix's chance. As with DRS and the slipstream, he pulls out of the back of the Mercedes and takes the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix. But can he hold on to it? Now the battle between these three for the win here, and we are focusing on Max and Russell. Max gets better traction and overtakes the Mercedes to make it a double podium for Red Bull here in Shanghai. Those softs from Russell are starting to fade now as Phoenix goes wide and Max goes wide as well. Oh my goodness, he hits Russell re-entering the track, and that has cost him a place, and Phoenix now is in big trouble down the straight. As I said, big trouble for Phoenix down the straight, and big trouble indeed as Russell pulls out from behind the Red Bull into the hairpin, side by side, and Phoenix manages to defend from the Mercedes and keeps the lead. Here it is then, the last lap of this race, and oh no! Phoenix gets a terrible exit out of turn 3, and Russell goes side by side with him into turn 6 and takes the lead as Phoenix goes back down the inside. Wow! This could last till the last corner of the race. Let's see this replay then. On board with Phoenix, and he just lost the rear and sees the Mercedes gain on him and get past him as he sets up a move down the inside, and there he goes. We are now on the last lap and last straight of this race with 4 cars trailing behind him. Verstappen and Russell both pull out behind Phoenix, nearly making it 3 wide as we break for the hairpin. Phoenix has that inside line and defends from Russell as best he can, which he manages, and out of the hairpin, Phoenix emerges in front. Such a close battle once again, but this time around, it's Phoenix who wins out and takes victory at the Chinese Grand Prix 2025. What a close battle.